So for today, we have a hips and hamstring class. So lots of love for our hips and for our hamstrings. So when you're ready, come to lie down, and this will be our starting position. And so you might start with the knees together and the feet are to the width of the mat. Or if you're quite all right through the hips, you might bring the soles of the feet together and the knees to widen like a book. And as always, just that moment to focus on the breath. So one hand to your belly and one hand to your chest. Closing down the eyes and breathing in and out through the nose. And just letting those knees, in particular if you're here in your Supta Baddha Konasana, which means that knees wide into that book-like shape. Let the knees fall a little bit heavier here. So trying not to restrict anything, letting it all just fall as it is. And in the meantime, we're trying to send that breath all the way into the belly. And so one hand on the belly can really feel that rising and falling of the belly. And we'll give you just half a minute of stillness here, just to settle. Start to build that little bit of sound into the back of the throat, Ujjayi breath, which basically means that you have the back of your tongue to the roof of your mouth. And you breathe in kind of like you're trying to breathe out and fog up a mirror, like right in front of you after a shower. But then let the mouth closed, so through the nose you have that fogging, whisper-like sound. And as we start to bring the knees together, give yourself a nice little hug. First of all, you showed up, so that's great. A little movement here, massaging the lower back. And now when you push those knees a little further away, you massage much more the sacrum, so where it attaches into the glutes. Always nice to bring a bit of movement there too. And then setting the soles of the feet down to the floor, the knees are still bent. Bring your right leg up to the ceiling and start to interlace behind your hamstring. Please let that be the hamstring, never the knee or above, because then we just start to bend the knee. So in the belly of the hamstring, ideal, that's that kind of bigger fleshy part. And then start to really interlace the fingers and push the leg forward instead of pulling it in. So I want you to try and break free, so to speak. Push that leg forward. We're starting to kind of rewire our brain and more than anything, confuse our brain. So push, push, push for about 3 more counts as hard as you can. So we're activating the muscle too. And 1, now pull it in. Of course, always gentle, but usually you get to go a little further in than you were able to before. Flex those toes and just feel that beautiful stretch and make that beautiful, right? If it's harsh for you, in particular behind the knee or behind the glute, you've then gone a little too far. So just take it back a little if you need to. Another full round of breath here. And we'll slowly just bend that knee and just taking little circles or sways. So just find a little bit of lubrication here, basically through the knee joints. I like doing that just with my right hand because I can circle a bit bigger. The left knee might still be bent or it might easily go straight, then go for it. And just both directions as well. Good. And then when you're ready, right foot down to the floor, left leg reaches up to the ceiling, flex those toes immediately. Interlace the fingers if you can and start to pull forward, push it forward, push it forward. So as hard as you can. If you don't have an interlaced finger grip, you will probably just shoot forward. So keep pushing, pushing, pushing. Hold and push for 3. As hard as you can. Feel the muscles really working for it for 2. And then 1, pull it in, flex the toes. See if you can hug the sacrum down. Still a nice and straight leg, so don't compromise here by bending the knee or anything like that. Keep it straight. One more full round of breath. Just warming up, yeah? Always avoiding that sharpness. And there you go. Bend that left knee now in and start to circle. And again, just see how big you can do that rather than really quick and small and jerky. Maybe the right leg can go forward comfortably, maybe absolutely not. That's fine too. Breathe. One more round of breath. Just getting a little bit of movement into the hip joints and sockets. And then setting that foot down to the floor as well. Hug the knees back into your chest, little circles, little sways. And then start to rock back and forth, back and forth. So nice to just do this to energize, yeah, back and forth, full length of the spine. Get a nice little massage. One more rock, and then come up to a seat. Cross your legs. One leg will always go automatically forward, so straight away let's change that up and bring the other leg forward just to get out of habits for today and promote just a little bit more into your inflexible side, so to speak. And then reach the hands nice and long up to the sky. Big breath in, and then exhale with a long spine. See if you can lengthen forward, and then bring the hands down to the floor, and with that length, promoting the chest forward. Breathe. One more full round of breath here. And then slowly come up, rise up tall through the spine, elongate. The other foot comes forward, your more normal and natural side, so to speak. And then bring the arms up, reach tall again like you've just woken up. And then kind of lengthen and hinge forward until you can't reach anymore. You should feel the outer hips just gently say hello to you, or maybe there's a lot of hello. Bring those hands down to the floor, and then again, heart leading as you lengthen forward. Lower back needs to be long here to feel a little bit of a hip opening on the outside hips. And then full more round of breath left here. And then slowly we come all the way up and over. We'll come into a tabletop when you're ready. Hands and knees. Always nice here to take a moment to draw the belly in, to push and dome into the upper back. A few rounds of cat-cow. Inhale. So movement through the spine is so important. Exhale, round and curl to get more flexibility into the hips and the hamstrings. We need to work all of the attaching muscles. Obliques, abdomen, psoas, which is the front of the hips, as well as the outer hips. And then even the thighs, they can get incredibly tight. So let's take 2 more rounds of cat-cow. If you know you're tight through the side body, make sure you throw a curious cat-cow in there, which is simply that moving side to side. And if you've started that Ujjayi breath, just have a little check-in that that is still present. And if anything really is starting to fire up now to create a little bit of winter heat. Coming back to a neutral spine, bring the hands nice and wide. The creases of the wrist face forward, exactly in line with the creases of the mat. Curl the toes, lift the knees a little, hold, squeeze and lift through the belly. See if you can bring navel to the spine. Dome a little bit more as you push the floor away. Hold for 3. And getting our yoga started. Last 2. And 1, push the hips up. You're in your first downward facing dog. And so, as this is a hips and hamstring class, take your time. Don't rush through this moment where you just kind of have an understanding what's happening for you through the back of the legs. And so some days we feel more flexible than others. Depends as well what you've done today. Maybe you've been sitting down a lot. Maybe you've done a really big walk over the weekend. And those kind of things can really tighten and shorten. So give a little bit of loving, a little bit of movement here. And bring the feet a little closer together. Lift the right leg up to the sky. And you can bend your knee and start to circle the hip again, just kind of like we've done initially lying down. Circle, spin it open, draw the belly in. 1 more. And then we change sides. Right foot down to the floor. Left leg lifts up, bend your knee first. And then again, start to circle. Either way, both ways. Do what you did on the other side, please. And then bring that down to the floor. Again, little steps forward. Try and keep the legs straight for as long as you can. So it's kind of like you're walking on the moon. Scoop the leg into the hip socket. And then once you're at the top of your mat, please bend the knees generously or gently. Let your stomach rest onto the thighs. Here as your head is heavy. Shake it out yes and no a few times. And then with the arms heavy and the head heavy, and inhale to ripple up nice and slowly. And then maybe we already stand that tiny bit taller just because we've been stretching. We bring the hands together, thumb center of chest, Samastitihi, just a little change here. We reach the hands up to the sky, big breath in, like you're a rocket going up. And then exhale, fold forward, forehead to your knees, then maybe interlace and grab elbows behind you as you tuck yourself up into this little upper body to lower body press. And then an inhale, halfway lift, feel the hamstring stretch, long spine more importantly, and then step back, high plank. Let's take the knees down, always nice. First round, take a deep breath in as you shift forward, and then elbows brush the ribs as we lower down slowly. And we take a little back bend here, cobra pose. See if you can think about the hamstrings lengthening backwards. We get out of the lower back, squeeze the elbows in, and then downward facing dog to come back to. One breath in, one breath out. We'll do a little moonwalk again, so that lift, press, try and get the shoulders further over the wrist every time, so we already kind of get used to being upside down. When you're ready, inhale, halfway lift. And again, grab those elbows, press upper body against the lower body, forehead to knees. Hands together, inhale, rise up like a rocket. And exhale, forward fold again. Grab those elbows, press like a toasty. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, step back, high plank. Again, onto the knees, or if you're feeling ready already, exhale, lower down slowly. Into the back bend, shoulders down, lengthen, extend. To downward facing dog. Exhale, one, more like that straight away, a little moonwalk. Every time, see if it changes. Maybe you can go further. Maybe it's more the shoulders over the wrist where we're getting used to being upside down. Inhale, flat back. Good, exhale, grab the elbows behind your knees. Hands together, rocket up. Maybe a little back bend. And exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift again, hands to shins, long spine. Good, step back, high plank. Knees down or shooting forward. And exhale to lower down slowly. Back bend, inhale. If you're ready for your up dog, thighs, knees lift, go for it. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take 3 breaths here to just see if you can bend your knees a little, ground the heels a little more, and then lift the sit bones a little longer, a little taller. And so we find more length into the lower back. And one more round of breath here. And then feet come a little closer to each other, right leg, lift up, can you hold it there? And then I want you to think about your hip bones and they shine down to your yoga mat in like 2 headlights. So don't let the right hip basically lift up. And with that, can you ground the left heel down more at your standing heel? Lift the right leg one more time, touch higher. And then exhale, ground it in, shift forward, and step it forward. Keep down and low with the fingertips. Feel free to hold on to something if you have blocks nearby. Inhale, we draw the hips to lower. Feel the left front of your hips stretch. That's your psoas, say hi. And then exhale, straighten the legs. Hips stay going forward and forehead kind of goes towards the shin. maybe ankle. Inhale, draw the hip to lower, open the heart, the chest, find sort of a back bend. Exhale, long spine, chin towards the shin. One more, inhale, lower, and open. To exhale, long spine, and maybe for this third round, lifting the right toes off. Maybe, yeah? You don't have to. See how it feels. One full round of breath left here. And slowly plant the right foot down. Your back toes come 45 as you have the whole sole of the foot down as well. We're setting up for warrior one, so pressing to the baby toe of your back foot as well. Inhale will come up. Warrior one. So sitting nice and low. Relax the shoulders. Try and have your chest to move exactly forward. Don't even bother with the hips, because then we start to pull on the knees. Breathing here. And good. See if you can come a little lower through the front knee. And take a deep breath in here. And just will open up to warrior two. So making sure that the feet are hip with heel to heel alignment. And that the hips really kind of open and widen here. Push the knee as much as you can to the baby toe side. And so you can see your big toe if you were to look down. And again, we're just finding these really classic hip openers just by being here. We have two more breaths here. See if you can kind of lift through the tricep, but relax through the shoulder as you look forward over your right middle finger. And then use that last breath out to really go low. Looking down at your front foot, bring the hands down, we step back, high plank. Wash it out, low plank, like a wash cycle. Back bend, breath in. Exhale, dog. Good. When you're ready, slowly lift the left leg up. Hold. So feeling that hamstring stretch first. So how do we do that? Those hip bones going straight down to the mat. The right heel maybe dropping down more. Push the floor away, ribcage still going to the right thigh. And then lift the left leg as high as you can without opening through the hip. One more breath in. And exhale, round curl and step. Park the the hands nice and close to that left foot. When you're ready, inhale, we lower the hips, opening to sort of a back bend. And exhale, straighten the leg, chin towards shin. Inhale, come forward and open. Exhale, really quite normal to get quite warm here as well. We're working such big hip flexors and muscles. One last round here. Your exhale is to come into the hamstring stretch. If you did it on the other side, see if you can lift the toes here too. The baby toe as much as the big toe, please. One more round of breath here. Bring the toes down. The back foot flat, 45-degree angle. When you're ready, inhale takes you up. You're in your warrior one. Relax the shoulders. Fire up the fingers. Look forward. Can you ground the baby toe of the back foot down? So we're getting a nice little stretch into the calf muscle as well. For some, this is really very present. And for some, you might not even feel it. And just taking another round of breath here, turning just your chest exactly forward to the top of the mat. Last round of breath in. And then walk the feet heel to heel alignment as we'll come into a warrior two. You look forward over your left middle finger. And then see if you can push the knee over the second, third toe. So towards the baby toe makes the most sense usually. Lifting through the triceps, sitting a little lower. Two more breaths. Now if you energetically start to kind of draw those heels together, and we're starting to use those inner thighs, you should feel this lightning coming to the thighs, which is nice because otherwise they do so much work. One more big breath in to stay. And then exhale, hands come down. High plank, breath in. Shoot it forward and exhale lower. Find the back bend, big breath in, shoulders down. And exhale, downward facing dog. Another round on, big breath in. And a big breath out. Right leg to lift up. And again, think about the hips staying square, please. And then exhale, step it forward in between the hands. This time we'll come up to a high lunge. Feel free to always keep the back knee down to the floor if that feels better for you. Or if you just need to tone it down a little bit today. And take a deep breath in here. We'll come into our arrowhead, meaning we shift the weight forward. The arms rise beside you. It is like you're about to fly. Can you lift the back heel higher, like you're about to take a sprint? And then that right outer hip is starting to work, right? Open the chest. Can you sit lower without letting the chest fall onto the thigh? No one likes this one, okay? So if you're struggling here, then so does everyone else. Big breath in, arms reach, rise up, high lunge again to an opening warrior 2. Good, we'll come into a side angle here. Let's reverse first, just to get some length and some breath. Inhale, right hand towards the back of the room. And then exhale, right elbow to the right thigh. Left hand might just reach up, or you bring it forward, up and over. Your choice today, especially because it's all hips and hamstrings focused. So push out of that right bottom shoulder and looking up as you try and bring the collarbones more up towards the sky. Take another deep breath in here, drop an inch lower, but then push the right hip forward as well. Hips working hard again. And then look down, hands down. High plank, breath in. If you're feeling like a little bit more dynamic and strength today, keep the leg up as you lower down chaturanga. Inhale for the back bend, shoulders back. Exhale, dog. Left leg lifts, inhale, keep the hips square, avoid temptation to open. Exhale, slowly step it forward. Rise, inhale, high lunge. Good. Once we're there, hips forward, take an inhale, arrowhead, exhale. So we're lengthening forward. Can you lift higher, like you're trying already to come into your flying airplane balance? Don't lean onto the thigh. Open the heart, no rounding. Hold for another full round of breath. Come higher onto your back, baby toes. Inner hips, outer hips, it's all happening. Inhale, arms reach up to open up, warrior 2. Good, let's come out a little to reverse first. Inhale, not the hips, but out of the side bodies. We were just reverse. And then exhale, left elbow on the left thigh. And the right hand either just reaches up or forward, up and over for your classic. Collarbone spin up. So think about rotating that right shoulder. Push out of your left shoulder. So left ear, left shoulder. Take length into it. And then see if you can drop again, that little bit lower. Push that knee still to your baby toe side. Last full round of breath. Looking down, hands down. Breath in. Maybe a 3-legged chaturanga, maybe no chaturanga, maybe on the knees, maybe a full plank. All up to you. Our meeting point, downward facing dog. Big breath. Exhale, push those heels down a little more. Inhale, lift the right leg up again. Exhale, step it forward again. Big breath in, rising up. There we go again. High lunge. Exhale, arrowhead, shoot yourself forward. Before we come back up, this time around, shoot yourself forward to your airplane. So maybe 2-3 hops. Maybe you're right to just come up and fly. Hips stay square and breathe. Hips square, soft through the right standing leg. And from this hamstring engagement here, take a deep breath in, going into our standing splits, but we topple. So go slow, hands together first. See if you can slowly topple down with the upper body. Temptation is to crash down with the hands, but don't. Only when you absolutely need to touch the hands down. Inhale, take a halfway lift now. Walk those hands further forward so we have a long spine. Feel the hamstring there by just squaring off the hips, lengthening the spine, so not our classic standing splits. And then keep the right hand there for length and open the hip now. So left hip rotates on top of the right hip for half moon. Left hand might reach up. And then feel the hips open and breathe there. One more full round of breath. And can you soften through the standing leg, lift a little off the floor, and step back, warrior two. When you're ready, reverse, big breath in. Feel free to come back to your extended side angle, which we done first round. So right elbow on the right thigh. Maybe there's room by now to bring the right hand down, left hand up. Big breath here. And again, push the knee away. Push the right hip forward. Look up, cartwheels up. One more full round of breath. Maybe go a little lower, exhale. Hands down, look down. High plank. Skip it, modify it. Do you. Exhale, lower. Big breath in again. Back bending, lengthening. Exhale, dog. Plenty of push-ups in there. Left leg to lift, inhale. Knee to nose, curl, step. And rise when you're ready. Okay, there we are. Inhale. Arrowhead, exhale. Good, take this moment and find that focus. And then when you're ready, fly. And so try and lift through the front thigh. Square off through the hips. Lift the leg a little higher. Chest is open. Hands come together, thumb center of chest. We topple this shape. So upper body down, leg up a little bit slowly. Belly in. Balance. So slowly. And only when you absolutely need to, hands come down. Walk them forward away from you. Think halfway lift. Long spine, hips square. Lift the right leg as high as you can. Stay for a breath. Left hand stays down. And then slowly open the hip. Right hip on top of the left hip. Maybe right hand on the hip, opening the right shoulder. Maybe hand up to the ceiling. And again, really find that opening through the hips here. And even that space coming into the lower obliques. When you're ready, soften through the standing leg. Lift a little through the hand. Come to step. Warrior two. Reverse, breath in. Your side angle, elbow to thigh, or left foot and left hand right beside each other. Reaching up. See here, if you can get your thigh, well, ideally parallel. Push the left hip forward. Spin the collarbones up. One full round of breath. Just think all happy thoughts. And then bring the hands down. High plank, breath in. And again, modify. Don't do it. Whatever you want to. Whatever your body feels up for. Take your back bend if you're flowing. And then downward facing dog. Breath in. Inhale here. Exhale. Right leg to lift, last round. Inhale. And then exhale, step it forward. Inhale, we come back up, high lunge. Inhale, inhale, inhale. To our arrowhead, exhale. Inhale, we fly, airplane, we've been here. And exhale, we topple down. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right hand behind the right calf. See if you can pull your face in closer as you lift the left leg higher. One full round of breath. Right hand down, open the hip, half moon, left hip on top of right hip, left shoulder on top of right shoulder. Maybe arm lifts. Lightness into the hand off the floor, softness through the standing leg. Come back, warrior two. Reverse, breath in. And again, come back. Option one. Option two, right hand down. Or option three, you and me, and do this with me. Hands on the inside of your right foot. Push your hips back in between the heels. And then bring the right shoulder underneath the right knee. So that means that one hand is on each side of your right foot. Again, park those hips in. If your back knee is hurting, you can lift the back heel up. Maybe left forearm down. Maybe interlace the fingers there. Can you breathe? Lift the back heel if you need to, that is fine. One more round of breath. Stay where you need to stay, okay? Never push it. Hands come down, around, back, high plank. If you've had it with everything, downward dog. Otherwise, take that push up. Into the back bend. Let it energize you, refresh you. Feel that heat into the right hip. Oxygen, blood flow. Magic. Last side, left leg up, inhale. Exhale, step. Inhale, rise. Exhale, arrow. Inhale, fly. Hands together, topple for 6, 5, 4, hips square, 3, 2, 1. Standing splits, left hand grabs the calf, pull your face closer, lift the right leg higher. Left hand down, open the hips on top of each other, then the shoulders as well. Drawing through the abdomen. Maybe lift a little and step it back. Warrior two. Reverse inhale, it's just a bit of yoga. And exhale, go to your option. Yes? Side angle. That one. Or two hands on the inside. Left shoulder underneath the left knee if you want to go with me. Maybe stay here. Push those hips right in between the heels. Maybe right forearm comes down. Maybe interlace here. And then maybe one side is not as pleasant as the other, and that's okay. 2 breaths. And then slowly come back. Unravel yourself. Wherever you came from, find yourself back into down dog or your vinyasa. Downward dog being our meeting point. Big breath in, big breath out. Lift the right leg up and then bend your knee and open it up. Nice hip yawn. Now the more you kick yourself into your own butt here, so heel draws to your glutes, the more you should feel your thigh stretch. And then push yourself towards the thigh. Heel, left heel, down to the floor. Inhale, straighten out the leg. And exhale, step it forward. Slowly lengthen, inhale. Step your left foot forward as well. Chair pose. Arms straight away up. Now from here on out, hands come together and bringing right ankle on top of left thigh. Figure 4. See if you can sit the hips back. Lift the foot a little higher if it slides down to the kneecap. Really make sure it's on the thigh. Feel the outer hip open. Breathe. Long spine. Lowering down. Chin away from the chest. Make sure that you can really fit like a whole ski on your back. That's how straight it is. No rounding at all. One more full round of breath. Unravel with grace. Step the right foot back, hands down, left foot back. Left leg up, breath in, Bend your knee and open it up. Ground the right heel to the floor and the left heel to your glutes. Push your ribcage closer to the thigh. Feel the thigh and the front of the hip and even the obliques open. One full round of breath. Straighten and park this back. And all the way forward. Lengthen the spine, inhale. Step forward, exhale. Hands up, breath in. Two hands together. Left ankle, top of right thigh. And then sit back. So your toes, your right toes should be rather light. Sitting the hips back. Lifting the ankle if it slides. Think about the elbows being further forward than the calf. So you can't even see your calf really. Or your shin. Light into the right toes. Two more breaths here. Unround slowly. Standing up, step it back. Hands down. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Nice. Take a sigh here. Let go of everything we've done and ground those heels down as much as you can again. And then that moonwalk that we've done in the beginning of class. Lift, step, tiny little steps. Straight legs. Maybe easier, maybe not. Inhale, flat back. Grab behind the knees, fold. Toasty. And then slowly come to sit down. Okay. Let's take a shoulder roll down and back here. Shake everything out. And then slowly right leg straightens forward. Make sure the right foot is right in front of the hip bone. And the left knee comes on top of the right knee now. That might mean there for some of you guys might be a big gap. And otherwise just let it stack. But right in front of your chest, you have two knees. The side of your ankle is down, not the sole of the foot beside you. Flex those toes, take a deep breath in, and a climb, and walk yourself forward to exhale. Look and energetically pull the baby toe towards you. And so you feel the calf together with the hamstring. So important because if we don't do all bits of our body, we will just stay tight, yeah? If we're always just stretching the hamstring and not the calf, the Achilles, the soles of the feet, the lower back, then there will still be tightness. We take another full round of breath here, and again, think about the baby toe, pull it back. And then as you rise up tall, bend the bottom knee as well if you can. And that means that still in front of my chest, I have two knees. Might be a gap, that's okay. If this is not working out for you, come to just cross your legs like we did in the beginning, okay? And otherwise, this is your shoelace pose, so try and get those heels into the glutes. Make sure two glutes are down. You might stay upright, so fine. You might cross the legs to modify. And maybe to progress, you go and rest down. Two glutes down though. If one lifts, then please come and sit back up. This is like your pigeon pose, that same kind of sensation you should expect on the side and the outside and the back side of your hips. Relax the shoulders. Breathe. Now if you have blocks, you might pop like two blocks underneath your forehead, maybe even on the knee to rest on. So there's always ways to get comfortable and cozy. I'm going to give you that first little moment of stillness again after talking so much. Soften your jaw and fingers. nice and slowly. Unravel yourself. Use your hands if you need to. Either dabble the legs or move side to side for a moment. And then the left leg stays straight forward. Sit nice and tall. Right knee comes on top of left knee. And again, the side of your foot is down, not the top of your foot when it comes to the right foot on the left side. Lengthening, inhale. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen as you come forward. Look at the baby toe. Think of that coming in and towards you. Feel the calf. The more we flex, the more you should feel. Do it in a way that you can still breathe. And when we find length, it is not as sharp or that sharp that we can't breathe with that. You might even grab it and pull it if the baby toe is really kind of going far off. Breath to kind of float like a wave in the ocean. Inhale that halfway lift and exhale, folding. 2 more breaths here. Either cross the leg with the other side forward if you've been modifying on the other side. Otherwise, 2 knees are right on top of each other here. Shoelace pose. Inhale, knees underneath your chest. Staying upright, especially if you feel the hip or the sit bone is lifting. Otherwise, come forward. So do what you did on the other side, ideally. 2 glutes down. Never any pain in the knees. And again, it's so fun to modify. Let yourself modify if needed. Now, after your 3rd breath, as you come up, we don't come entirely out. I'll just come and face towards you guys. But what you'll do is slowly have that right leg to step down. And you just unravel a little bit, but then grab the right knee and the right foot and just start to sway it like you're holding a baby. That left leg, just bring it somewhere where it's comfortable. Now maybe this is enough and maybe you want to go a little further. And then you let the elbow, inner elbow kind of touch the knee. And then maybe the blade of the foot into the other side. And so now we're really rocking it like a baby. And this is so fine if you don't quite get here. Now you can be anywhere you need to come to the closest kind of option. Notice if we're starting to do this in the round, can you lengthen forward as much as possible. Maybe you stay with this. Maybe you're still in a previous option. Maybe after about 1 more really big breath, we'll slowly begin to bring the right shoulder underneath the right knee. So we're going really back into some traditional hatha work. Way, way, way back, thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And so we're working, or they were working back in the day, really big on hip openings, just so you could sit and meditate for hours and hours and hours. And that's why yoga was designed. So it's over here, over the shoulder. Now you might stay with this, or if you're still ready to go a little bit further, you grab the blade of your foot right there, and then see if you can kind of extend it over. Now you might go all the way straight. I am never on this side. Lengthen through the spine as much as you can. You feel the hamstring and the hip open, and then see if you can push the right hand out to the right side, so it's like a little stand. Yoga, right? One more big breath in. Can you look up to the sky? Slowly come down. It was just, it's okay to stay wherever you are. Other side, straight away. Left hand, left knee. Right hand, left foot. And just rock. Sitting a little taller. And then slowly, knee into the inside elbow. And the other side as well, foot in there. You might straight away notice that one side might offer a little bit of opportunity and the other side does not. It's fine, either way. Rock it like a little baby. Good. Maybe stay, maybe go back, especially if it hurts the back. Otherwise, bring your shoulder underneath, still rocking. And then see if you can lengthen a little bit more. Good. We're just working step by step into it. Really quite warm, but it's still big, right? Otherwise, grab that blade of the foot and start to extend that as you push yourself nice and upright and look up to the ceiling. Breathe. One more breath. And slowly come out. Come and lie down, you guys. Might have lost a few people there. So it's okay, right? Sometimes we work flexibility and sometimes we work strength, and we're naturally always much more inclined to do one or the other better. I rarely see people that have a tremendous amount of strength and flexibility. Yeah, most of the time one or the other. So let's finish with a little spine twist here. I'm taking a twisted roots because we should be quite ready for that. Left thigh over the right thigh, like a lady sitting in a chair. Hips a little bit towards the left side. Knees go to the right side. And then open the arms wherever comfortable. Definitely that left elbow is bent or straight out. And now if this is uncomfortable on the lower back or onto your knees, please just have your knees on top of each other or pick any other spine twist that you like. Moment of stillness again. Just connecting that side body, that back body onto all the hip and hamstring work we've done. Maybe you can still send the breath all the way into the lower back and the hips. And slowly come back through center, uncross. And then cross the right over the left thigh. Hips a little bit towards the right side. And then the hips stack nicely at the middle of the mat as we twist to the left side. Breathe. 2 shoulders down. Uncrossing that last shape before Savasana. Happy baby. It's such a good one where the hamstrings to the inner groin and hips come together. Grab, as always, the shins or the ankles if you need to, and the outsides of the feet for today. If you can, big toes are fine too. You might do some rocking, or you stay still, and then really press the sacrum down into the floor. So you're feeling a little bit more inner thigh and inner groin. Hug the shoulders down, back of the neck long, and every single bit of your vertebra from your spine is down into your mat. 2 more breaths. Maybe start to sigh. Let go of maybe a little bit of holding breath when we did those crazy stretches or went into those really big hip openings. It might be a nice opportunity after your next breath out to put on some extra clothes or socks or a heater. And otherwise, when you're ready, we come to lie down into Savasana. So we straighten the legs. Kind of see if you can hug the glutes together so the hips kind of naturally fold a little bit more comfortably. Hands beside you, palms up, and again hug the shoulder scapula a little together and shoulders shearing down. Little licking through the lips or a movement through the jaw, maybe a sigh or 3. To then fully surrender here. There's a lot of work we've done. So give yourself a moment of stillness. Let's go for 2 minutes together. Gently allow yourself to awaken. It may be through little movements or bigger breath. And a sense of awareness where you are. Setting the soles of the feet to the floor, but if you'd like to stay longer in Savasana, of course, please do. In other words, rolling onto your side, just 2 breaths into our fetus. Gentle awakening, gently coming back. And use that top arm to push yourself up and to come to a seat of choice. Where we always bring the hands together and the thumbs center to chest. Bowing your forehead into your prayer hands. Sending and filling yourself up with gratitude. Thank you so much, yogis. Namaste.